Hey guys, this is a general reading, but before I get into the reading or who it's for, I'm just going to say some quick messages real quick. Please keep in mind that these are general readings, so some, none, or all of this may apply. Energy is fluid, so this could have already happened, it could be happening now, it could happen in the future, it may not happen at all. Some, none, or all of this may apply. I can read it as you. It could be someone else close to you. I can read this as love. It can be career. Just apply it to your life as necessary. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. Okay? Thank you so much for those of you who have subscribed to the channel. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. I put out different types of videos. Also, for those of you who have inquired about donations and donated to the channel, it really means a lot to me for not only the reciprocity of energy, if this video has helped you and all of that, but just, you know, the give take of energy and everything like that. Also, for information on services, so whether donation, services, all of that, my information, PayPal information, email information, all my service information, well, most of it, I'll be updating it soon. Hopefully it will have, I'm in the middle of putting together a website, so I'll actually be able to move it over to there. But all that information is there. So please read all of it, including the disclaimer. Don't just stop at my email address and then email me. It just saves me time. I'm always willing to help somebody out, but if it's there, it saves me time. So please read all of it. But if you still have questions, obviously email me and I'll help you out. So donations, services, all of that information is in the description box below. Any decks that I'm using, I will pin as the top. I'll put the links to the I'll put the links to the decks that you can get, so you know for sure which ones you're getting in the it'll be a pinned comment in the top comment section below. Also, it's also a way to contribute to my channel. It's doing something you were already going to do and it costs you nothing extra. So if you like the deck, you already wanted the deck, you'll know exactly which one you're getting, and it's another way to help contribute to the channel, just as a way of showing gratitude at no extra cost to you, of course. So yeah, please like, share, and comment, subscribe, because between donations, between services, between liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, buying even decks through the links that I provide if you're called to them, there are all ways that help me along my healing journey, that help me heal and learn tools to learn for myself how to heal. To also then learn how to give back to others, because a lot of people, they really need help right now, and it's something that I really am being called to do. I have my master in Reiki, and so I already do that as a service, but I'll be starting to teach that in probably January or February of next year. I have 3 of my 4 shamanic directions of shamanic training done. And if everything goes according to plan in 2020, I will be doing plant spirit medicine, all of which I can either do in person or through distant healing. So it really helps with that, and I greatly appreciate it. I think that's it. Thank you for everything. And so we'll get on to the reading now. This is a general reading for Sagittarius for October 2019, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you have significant Sagittarius in your chart, or if you're just drawn to this video. Also, for more of a complete picture, or if this doesn't resonate with you, check out my other videos that I've either already made or will make in the future of pretty much the same of what I just stated. Also, just a reminder, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. I put out different types of videos, and I'm already in the works of putting out more. But also sometimes YouTube can get a little wonky with their notifications, so it more lets you, like, confirms that you'll know when I put out a video. So Sagittarius, so the first thing I felt when I was starting to lay your cards was, I don't know if it was quite, like anger. Yeah, anger. Okay. maybe resentfulness, but I mostly felt like anger. And then loneliness came out as I was going through the cards. Okay. I'm just going to get started with your reading. I'm going to start with your animal spirits of where you are and your guidance. Some of you also might be dealing with an Aquarius, just because there is a few cards that are similar to Aquarius. May or may not, but you might. So your current energy where you are right now is you have Cobra and Rabbit. So this is a lot of, this is root chakra all day long. This is, you know, fear, anger, anxiety, over defensiveness, paranoia, really on guard, really can strike at any moment, but definitely like, oh, I'm a victim, but yet you're a little on the over defensive and really on guard. Just, I don't know if that's needed or not. Like, I don't know if you are having a lot coming at you or not, or if you're just, that's your state of mind you're in. But there's definitely a fear underneath. You feel like a small little scared rabbit, but you're putting up this face of, you know, like, I will F you up. You know what I mean? Like, just, and it's, you know, like cobras, like they come into that, like, yeah, they'll strike, but it's mostly to ward you off. You know what I mean? Like, to look bigger than you are, to look badder than you are, to, it's just a whole image and face thing. And that's something else I was getting with your cards. And the energy that's being recommended to you is Fox and Elk. And there's a lot here also of a little bit, I focus on the sacral chakra, but I really get a lot with the solar plexus about confidence and ground yourself. You know what I mean? Like, remember, you have a brain. You know, you can, if you ground yourself and you connect above and you relax and you remember like your power, you remember you do have the stamina, you can do this. You know, just sit back, relax, connect above. You'll start to hit more into this. Like, you might have people around you that are a little clever or conniving, and that's why you're in this whole rabbit and cobra energy. But you'll also see it about yourself and realize, oh, okay, I don't have to quite be like this, because this energy really just shows me that I feel like this underneath. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do that to show what you're about or to protect you. You have a higher level of consciousness. You are a human being. These do not have a higher level of consciousness, so they have to go on their animalistic instincts, their root chakra, their lower primal things. You are all up in your primal energies. You're all up in your animalistic energies. And it's just really coming forth that you don't have to be, you know what I mean? You're a human being. You have a higher level of consciousness. Remember that. Remember to sit back and ground yourself, that you are a more higher level majestic being. You have ways to reach higher level of consciousness. You have more of a strategic mind, a wittiness in your mind. Yes, that might be around you, but you have it also within you, but for some reason you have forgotten it. You have went into just primal fear, reaction phase. I don't know if this is just because of what's going on around you or if this is just what's in you right now, but and then you have Camel, which is very much a mixture of fire and water. So I'm assuming you're all up in your emotions, because these are a lot of, like, it's ground, earth and fire, and this is fire and water. And both your recommended energies are both earth. That's why I said I think you really need to ground yourself. Because there's a journey that you're going on right now, and, you know, you're probably a little bit in your, you know, darker side and not being able to see with the moon and everything. It's not a full moon. You can't fully see yet, but, you know, they're very much a fire element. I'm not sure exactly why they're more of fire than earth, but they're more of a fire element, but there's an endurance about them. You also have the endurance with the elk, but they also carry a lot of water. They can carry through, like, basically let your emotions, like, ground them and allow them to carry you through and navigate this journey and not be a detriment to your journey. Because as of right now, like, you have the balance. It's up to you what you do with it. You can either choose to allow your emotions to stay into fear, and then you're at, like, a high risk of seeing things as a tragedy or going into adrenal fatigue. Or you can get control of your emotions and ground them and see that you are in control of your emotions. You're okay. You have a higher level of consciousness. You have to get out of your primal energies and really do, like, some solar plexus, like confidence, will, drive, self-esteem, and all of that work to be able to allow your emotions to navigate you instead of controlling you. So again, under that, here's your higher level of consciousness, like knowledge. In the center of your reading, you have judgment. So I don't know if a judgment has been made, or if, like, you see something. I get that it's a renewal for you, like a, I want to say second chance, but I don't, it could be with somebody, but I feel more strongly, like new you. I don't know if you've quite had, like, an awakening or had it yet or whatever, but more like whatever situation you're in is like a new situation for you, or it's different, or new ways you can explore or expand yourself, almost also in a vulnerable way. But I think a judgment has been made, but I really get it in a way of, how do I say this? I think I was saying it right. Like a rebirth in a way, but I just don't know if you've gone through the transformative part of it yet. I don't feel like you've gone through most of it. It's like right at that beginning phase of, like, I'll give you an example. Like, if you were in a relationship, now you're not. You know, if were living with your parents, now you have a job and you're living on your own, or now you're in college, or now have your first job right out of college, or now you have a kid and it's your first kid ever, or just something like new, like it's new and it exposes you, and it may have happened on good terms or it may not have happened on good terms. But it's almost like you've built something up, okay, now that cycle's done and now you're going into something else. And it's new you going towards that. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna be able to be the same person that you were in this situation if you're going towards something new. So, of course, what's crossing or hindering you, here's your something new. So it could be kids, but I think it's something of like, Page of Cups, like a creative endeavor, but it's almost like that, you're having to explore new emotional things, but in a starting out way. And I think that's why you're kind of reacting like this. Like I said, sorry, I can't talk. Like I said, I don't know if it happened through something bad or not, or if just this is your default mode as you're going into, like, new vulnerable energies, because this is a very young, naive energy, but it's something dealing with emotions and feelings. So it's exactly like I said. It's like this. Let me find the card to explain what I'm talking about between these two. I think it'll sum it up pretty nicely. Because I keep seeing it in my mind. And I think it's literally the Judgment card, but in this, yeah, and it says Rebirth. So see how this is a Judgment card, Rebirth, and he's like coming out of this tomb or whatever it is as something else, and he's a little kid. I wish it would focus. You get it to focus? Yeah. I mean, sorry about the penis view, but he's a little kid, you know what I mean? And he's coming out in his younger, kind of vulnerable self. And that's exactly like what all this is. What's in the foundation of this is you have the Five of Cups reversed. So, I think it's leading you to better times, like to come out of the Five of Cups energy. I think that's the overall foundation of what all this is doing, and that's really what you want. Like, you don't want to be unhappy anymore. This is mostly within too, by the way. I mean, I know part of you might think it's actually externally, but it's internally. Tell me about the Five of Cups reversed. Yeah, like you either want to find a level of peace, or maybe you're reassessing or whatever about something, either about kids or nostalgia or about a soulmate. Like, I think you're trying, it's helping to bring you peace of mind over, I don't know, possibly the ending or losing of a soulmate or a family situation or something that just you had like sweet memories with. Yeah. That's funny. That's exactly what's in your, like, a future. The sun and the, so I don't know if as of right now on your pattern that you're on, I'm not sure if you come out of this pattern because it's in your likely future. But in your past, or your recent past, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So you've either really been stuck in a cycle, which probably, but you've really been working on something. Tell me about the Eight. I think you've really been working on you know, maybe the end of too many people being in a situation, but wanting to make things good and happy and like a celebration again. You've really been working on things, let's put it that way. For whatever you wanted it to work towards, you've been working on it, and to have a level of balance and even give and take, and you wanted to change things within a relationship, and you've really been working hard at trying to change things within a relationship. Probably overworking, to be honest with you. And it's definitely within a relationship. You have the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. You have the Ace of Swords, Chariot, Eight of Wands, Four of Cups, Queen of Swords. I don't think it worked out in your favor. In your crowning position, or in your thoughts, you have the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles. So very much Taurus here. Both of these, you might have a Taurus on your mind. Or you might really be thinking about a marriage or a commitment that you had. Somebody who was like kind of very established, or could even be like husband. It's very much husband. You might really be thinking about your husband or somebody you were committed to. Because the King of Pentacles, yes, could be fatherly, not as fatherly as like the Emperor, but very much like husband material, established, and you have the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles. So I think you're very much thinking about what you lost. And you also have the Fool and the King of Cups. So it could also be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Or somebody who is very emotional, but like they don't show it. They're just very stoic. but I have a feeling that they went on a new beginning. Like, this might be the male if you're a female. Put it vice versa if needed, but they're all up in their new beginning and taking a risk to go on their own way. I'm not sure if it was within, I don't get the vibe it was, but it might have been. I don't think it was within your control. Like, you might have got left behind. I don't know. I think so, but I don't know. Or you're just trying to make the best of a situation. But in your likely future, you have the 9 of Swords and the Sun. Like, I mean, you're just all up in anxiety about that, which you want. Like, you're in anxiety about this whole new beginning. Like, here's a little kid. This is how you feel. You know, you just feel little. You feel vulnerable. You feel minimized. You just probably you're at like a slate wiped clean type thing. And I don't think you really like that. But it's very anxious for you. I think you want to see more, but you're just like, I want my happiness back. You want happiness anyways, but even more so, I think you want it back. How you see yourself is the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Pentacles. So, you could see yourself as, you know, yay, I won, or for some reason I'm really paying attention to the scales. Like, I don't know if you really lucked out or did well on the money wise, like say this was a marriage or something. I think you lucked out on the money reward or money judgment, maybe even if, especially if it's about kids, look at the Judgment and the Page of Cups. I feel like you did well, or just that you're doing good. I feel like it's a face, to be honest with you. I mean, you might have done well about the money, but I feel like it's a face. Like, you're putting on a face of, oh, I'm doing good. Oh, I won. Like, yeah, you know, I'm the good one. I'm even, give and take. I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm just saying, like, I don't think this is how you feel underneath. I think you feel different than what you're showing. Like, you're putting on a strong face. I think you might even be trying to get a level of attention, maybe even to balance yourself out, because you feel so much like this underneath. And then, you know, like I said, loneliness came up. So you may be trying to get a lot of attention, or even a lot of suitors, or maybe even a lot of people to focus on you, pay attention to you, or give to you, to balance how you really feel. Maybe even to balance how you were left. I don't know. I just don't get that this is really how it is, though. I think this is how you see yourself, or how you're showing yourself as. What's in your environment is the 2 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles. I think somebody decided to move forward. Like, they might have been juggling. Tell me about the 2 of Pentacles. There's your Emperor, Hierophant. Yeah. Like, they moved forward on a new beginning. So you have the Emperor, the Hierophant, you have the 6 of Swords, the Chariot, and the Ace of Wands. Like, they went on a new beginning, which makes sense. I mean, here's your 2 of Swords. Like, they chose this new beginning over that, which kept them kind of confined or trapped. So, I don't know if they've been thinking about it for a while. I don't know if they've been juggling. I don't know if they were just like, I need balance. Because you have the 6 and 6, they have the 2 and 2. It's funny too, because yours is more of a, like, I get like community vibe, or multiple vibe, or much love vibe. And this other person seems to be more of like a solitary vibe. Like, even though they're like 2s, like, yeah, they might be looking for other people, but yeah, so here's their tower at the bottom. theirs is more of a me way, and yours is more of a let's us keep going doing this way. I hope you get what I'm saying. They're more of a solitary mind frame. Even if they're in a partnership, they're in more of a solitary mind frame, and you're in more of a like you might like a lot of attention, or even beyond just maybe even you and this person. That doesn't even mean just other people. Maybe it means other people, but it's just like the more the merrier. And this other person's like, for the love of God, you know, they just want space, you know, like there doesn't need to be all these people and all this stuff. I don't know why, but I'm picking up that vibe. And it doesn't even mean they were juggling people. Like, it could have been juggling, like, a job, or just juggling their, like, feelings or what was important to them. And they just wanted to go on a new beginning. I think the vibe and the energy you like and the vibe and energy they like were just not really matching up. It took a lot of strength and control to be in this relationship. I think they freed themselves. And I think how they see you is you're like either done or you're just like, you know, hurt by it. It just really sucked for you and knocked you down. 10 of Swords. I think it really hurt you. I think you're needing a lot of nurturing, and I will get to this in the messages, but I really recommend you don't go just by people or attention, because this is keeping your codependent behavior. This person probably has codependent behavior too, but theirs is probably more of in an avoidant way, where yours is more of in a true like codependent way, where it's just the more admiration and energy or attention you can get, the better. And this person may want attention too, but more in a solitary way, or because of what I want, not in a we way, but I, and in different ways, in their own way, their own time, their own energy. Theirs is more avoidant, codependent, if they're even codependent. They probably are. And then yours is more of a truly codependent, where it's more of that anxious, like exactly like this, anxious codependent, anxious attachment style. Like theirs is probably avoidant attachment style or something of that sort, and yours is probably more anxious. And it was probably really hard for them to be around your type of energy, because you guys go about it in different ways. You know, it might even show it as confidence issues, but I mean, this person has confidence issues too. They just show it in different ways. But I think you're just in a denial about stuff, and like who you're blaming. Like you have denial at the bottom of the deck, and then blame underneath that. I accept responsibility for my well-being. Denial, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. Like, and then you have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Balance, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world. I do so without judgment. And then you have love. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Like, I think you're just too in denial and in blame here, and you're just like, you're literally on like reactionary. You know, this is just reaction. I don't think you're self-reflecting here. And you're just like mad. You want back what you had, but you're just going to attract the same thing or worse. If you don't fix this, you're going to feel worse. And I think your health is really suffering for it. I think you need a lot of nurturing and self-love and self-reflective and self-focused. And I think you just keep focusing outwardly. You want to do it on this person, but this person is like, they're checking out, or they're somewhere else right now. And that might even be part of it too. Why it bothers you is, you know, the image is removed. I don't know. Your hopes, 3 of Cups and 9 of Cups. So I think you're hoping to have like a good time and focus on yourself and be emotionally fulfilled. But I think you also want reunion with what you want. What does Sag want? Page of Pentacles, Chariot, Knight of Cups. So you want somebody to offer some love in the Tower. You want, Ideally, you want the person back that you have, and you want it to come together and get like your wish fulfillment and get exactly what you want. But if not, you do want to start a new journey and like some love offer with somebody else. You want someone to come in and help change how you feel. You have a very, very, very codependent energy. So do they, I'm sure. More than likely, they're off. They just do it a different way than you on what they're seeking. But you want fun and you want what you want and to feel good again. And I think you want to like come together, party maybe, but to come together and get that what you want. Like I said, ideally this person, but somebody. You want somebody to come fill your love bucket. What's in your fears? You have the 9 of Wands and the Fool. So you fear standing there alone. Again, in both of them, he's alone and he's battling. He's alone, starting on this new journey. Like, you really don't want to start on a new journey. You really don't want to go through all this. You know it's going to be a lot of work. You're going to be alone. It's going to suck. You really don't want to do this. You have a lot of stuff you have to address within you and a lot of fears. And you do have the endurance for it, but you really fear like this new beginning and what you're possibly going to have to go through, and that it's going to hurt and it's going to suck. At least that's your perception. The likely outcome is the Knight of Wands. So on one hand, here's your new beginning. You're going to have to go and explore and do stuff. It could be the same sun, like Knight of Wands, maybe. Could be a Leo. I don't know, because you have in your likely future the 9 of Swords and the Sun. But I get also, this is the same energy that you were just with, I feel like, or something similar. And you are going to attract in this same energy. If you do, just have fun and have no attachment. Because this is not a committal energy. I'm not even sure if this other one, why did the other guy come in? So first of all, the other guy may possibly, it's going to be not for everybody, but may have possibly been with somebody else and then came and was with you. And then that changed things and you guys had your time for a little while and then it was just holding on. And then he got tired of holding on. So I don't know if he went, it was he or she and was with somebody else. Where are they now? What are they doing now? Yep. Knight of Cups. They're offering their love. They're repeating the cycle. That's what I say. They're codependent too. You both are codependent. They're just doing it in different ways. And they probably came and drained all yours out. And they got to go somewhere else to get more. Plus you're spiraling out. Like you're literally spiraling out. And that's okay. Sometimes you got to fall apart to come back together. Sometimes you got to lose yourself to find yourself. Sometimes you got to lose your mind to find it. Like, you know, it's true. But sometimes you do. I have to turn my light on soon. But you have a high likelihood right now, if you continue on this pattern, of finding the same type of guy. Like, you may not have seen it because you saw them as the Hierophant and the King of Pentacles, but you didn't really see who they were. Like I said, at the bottom of the deck, denial. I think you're in denial about all this. Like, you're not seeing things correctly. Okay, so you're not seeing things correctly. Like you're stuck all up in your head and it hurt, 3 of Swords and all that. For your oracle cards, you have Beauty's Truth, Beauty, Physical pleasure, sensuality. Barnabas and the Prince, adventures, discovery, travel, meeting destiny. So this is like meant to be. Midnight Prince, ask for what you want, be honest, new love, courtship, romance, falling in love. Use your discernment, confide in a trusted friend, keep silent about knowledge, keep up secrets. Find your own safe space inside and out. You are really going to be sitting here repeating a cycle if you're not careful, because you're already on the path of trying to do it. You do have at the bottom of this other deck the Eight of Wands. Success and growth. And then death. So, I mean, it could be a Scorpio that was released. But there's a part of you that's growing and that's shedding off right now. And instead of like going within to really sit with yourself and be with yourself during these moments, it's like you're trying to just keep going. You're not trying to reflect. You're almost on like on autopilot, and you're in a reactionary phase of just anger and fear and, oh, I'm not getting what I need, so if I can't get it from this person, let me go get it from where I can and get attention. And I just don't think it's really going to serve well for you. Let's see, I might pull a couple extra cards for you. This can either grow, like help you grow, or it can be to your detriment. Like, you have a cycle here, and it's up to you what you do with this opportunity. I think you were released from this, and I think a lot of the situation was like a facade. It was just very, yeah, very lower level. And this situation can either help you grow and you learn from it and gain wisdom. There's something you're supposed to see, not only about other people, but also about yourself. And hopefully once you calm down, like maybe once you get in these elk and fox energies, maybe then your walls will come down and you'll be able to see. It's a little bit hard to truly see things when you're sitting in this energy. Trust me, I know about it. I've been there. But just kind of sit and try to relax. I think you're trying too hard to be happy, and this isn't really a time to just be happy. You know, this is a time to process and relax and hear yourself and connect above. But you're not really seeing things properly. If you need help with this, with like either your perspective or like maybe what has happened here or what your blocks are, how to help to move forward, and I mean truly help, like you're willing to see a different perspective outside your own. If you're not, you know, at least with me, I wouldn't bother. But hit me up, you know, for either a reading or a session or some type of shamanic work or something like that. All the information is in the description box below. I'm not adding my shamanic stuff until November though, but all the rest of the information is in the description box below. One card of advice here. Yeah, you're like really sad. I'm sorry. You have vigilance. Keep an eye on the situation, but don't do anything just yet. There will be a time for action later, and your energy will be needed then. Exactly like I was saying. You'll have a better idea of what's going on if you can maintain an attitude of detached observation. This is not a time to give into your emotions or be dragged down by other people's drama. Remove yourself from petty squabbles, circular arguments, and people who are chasing their own tails. When you rise above the dust of turmoil, you'll see more clearly what the real issues are. Keep your observations to yourself for the time being. There's no immediate danger, but the situation is changeable. And that's exactly right. Like, this is a lot of what I've been saying. Like, just, yeah, she's contemplating. She looks really sad. She's just in a lot of, like, darkness and gloom. And it's okay. Like, you might have to sit in your shadows or your underworld and really reflect here. That was like a perfect message for you. But I would recommend sit and relax. I mean, if you're uncomfortable, why are you? What are you needing? And whatever you're needing, find a way to give it to yourself. Don't search externally, because that is what this person is doing too. So you can't really deny or be mad at them, because you guys are kind of doing the same thing, except for the fact that you're trying to do it with them and they're trying to go elsewhere. But I could pretty much probably guarantee that at some point it was just turning toxic between the two of you. Like, you were just in the habit of try. It was almost becoming like obsessive or an addiction. And you really didn't have anything to give to each other. And this person knew it. They're like, there's nothing left here. I've got to go search elsewhere. And not that theirs is any better. You know, now they're just going to another source to get it. But they know there's nothing left there to feed them. And you're still trying to use them to feed you. They're like, I have nothing to give you. You don't have anything to give me. I've got to go somewhere else. Theirs is at least a little bit smarter. You know what I mean? Because they're going somewhere else to fill their cup. And then maybe then they'll come back to you and feed you. And then they're like, oh, you're empty again. And then they go somewhere else. And this is how this whole codependent devil energy and intermixture between people and drama happens, and just narcissistic behavior and everything. You got to just remove yourself completely, struggle through that time of while you're figuring it out, and your neural pathways are changing and everything, and learn how to like feed yourself and connect with the energies above to like fill your own cup up. Because I don't really think you really see this person for who they really are. So it's not fully just them at this point. You're just in a habitual pattern. And it's a little bit scary of like the new thing. I think it's hitting your insecurities and your fears that like you were rejected, you were left behind, now you're lonely. Like, it may be triggering like fears of abandonment or security issues, or, you know, whatever image you're trying to project or whatever. It's a lot harder for you to hold your happy face. I don't really know. But you're in denial, and you need to just sit back and relax and just kind of sit in the uncomfortable feeling and see what it's telling you. What is this? If you are the target of gossip, step away from the situation. Do not retaliate. Gossip may seem like harmless fun at first, just entertaining tidbits and juicy rumors, but it rarely stops there. Delicious becomes malicious before you know it, and reputations can be damaged beyond repair. If you are the gossiper, remember that it will always come back to bite you. Remember that a person who enjoys listening to gossip won't hesitate to pass it along. You can't expect your own confidences to be respected if you don't respect others. This is just a toxic situation. Yeah. It's toxic. You need to fast from the situation, which I don't think you have a choice on right now. But, I don't know if this person will come back around or not, which you're probably hoping for, but like I said, it's your choice what you do with this right now. This is either an opportunity to help you see and grow and level up. Are you tired of being in this cycle? Are you tired of being the way you are right now? If you are, then do something different. Yeah. See? Maven of Mask. Sweetheart. And this is one that, like, this person is pretty much like a crazy lover. Or, like, you knew, like, crazy people around you. Let's go with Maven of Mask. But if you want something different, you're going to have to do something different. And you're going to have to be courageous enough to do it. Who do you want to be? Try that on for size. You might just discover another genuine facet of you beyond your known identity. The Maven of Mass tells you, act as you wish to be, and so you shall be. So, I mean, you're not going to become an independent person by just doing codependent things and constantly chasing after something outside of you for your happiness. You're not going to become, you know, fearless and that person that you want to be. Like, you just have to do things that you haven't been doing. You have to go within. Like, this is a big message about you need to go within. And you need to remember who the heck you are. You need to remember your value and that your love is valuable and that you should never have to chase somebody or convince somebody or try that hard to make it work. Yes, all relationships are work, but the work should make things better and not either stagnant or worse. And you should never put in more than what somebody else is, because then when you get left like this, it really affects your confidence. Because you put in all this work, they didn't, and then you got left with basically crap in your hands. And it just does a lot to your mind and your confidence. And for some reason, I don't know if you always were this way or because of this situation, but you forgot who you are. You forgot what you are worth. You forgot your beauty. You forgot that people would be lucky to be with you. That they would also work for you and work with you. I hope that the Hierophant, the King of Pentacles, is your mind. In your mind is you, but I hope it's you learning the lesson and seeing your value in what you want to build and that you want to build something different. I don't feel like it is. I feel it's that you're mourning what you lost. Because I think you're more like trying to get attention and not like sexy yourself up or make yourself very admirable to people who would give you attention. And I just hope you're going about it in the right way. I feel for a very small amount of you, maybe you are. For most of you, I just get this vibe, you're not. Pull from the Isis Oracle, and then I think I'm going to be done. Because I feel like I'm just going to keep... Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I feel like I'm just going to keep going around and around. And plus I have an ear infection right now and sinuses, so it's kind of like just reverberating in my head as I'm speaking. If you need help on this, like I said, let me know. But there's a lot of healing and perspective change that needs to be done here. I was hoping that you guys would follow, perception, step your vibration deeper into love, awakening, divine perception. I was hoping that you guys would take, I think I literally labeled it before, like decide before the universe does, or the decision will be taken away from you or something. And I feel like for a lot of you, the decision was taken away from you. And it's a little bit more work you've got to go through now, as far as like confidence and everything. So it's all right though. Let's see real quick if anything special comes up. Sorry. Or she's more like numbered or something. Eye of Horus, awakening divine perception. That's what I was saying about your perception. The Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You are gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing now. You have much divine support and protection so that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected. So hopefully if you do this work, it will help you with your perception. But if you just keep chasing and in this reactionary phase, you're not going to figure it out. Or if you do, it's going to be like really painful and then you'll figure it out. So it's up to you. But sorry, this isn't more deep. Pyramid of Light. As a being growing in significant light, darker energies can become more attracted to you. Yeah, like you might literally go into like your really low vibrations. You might even go into like a dark night of the soul, but you're in your most primal lower energies here. Darker energies can become more attracted to you. There's nothing to fear and only more mastery and awareness of the power and protection of divine love to experience. Here is guidance on the skills you have within you now to deal with any undesired interference. The Pyramid of Light confirms that energies have been causing interference with your path, and it is now time to end that interference with love and compassion. And this isn't even just like entity energies, but also with dramatic and toxic people around you. Sorry, it takes me longer to find these ones because they're just in alphabetical order. There's no like number, right? There's no number on the cards. So Talisman of Potency. Sacred tools and objects can become an extension of your energy field, focusing your power and intention, helping you heal the split between spirit and matter, and learning to bring physical matter more deeply into life and light. You are encouraged to work with sacred materials in a conscious way to help your own healing and in enjoyment of the material world as a part of your spiritual practice. Your love for the physical world of matter is a gift to the earth too. It can be a wand, a chalice, sword, a bow, or even a special tile with an image that you love, a statue, cloth, a beautiful design, a natural crystal or black mirror, or a rock, shell, or feather you found waiting for you whilst out in nature one day. If finding a gift in nature, it is wise to ask the spirit of the earth if the item in question is intended for your healing work. And if you feel it is, then of course, receive it with gratitude. If not, bless it and move on. So, I mean, if you need help with like putting your energy into external things, just don't do it into people and stuff like that. Like, it's asking you to move into more of like your spiritual realm in mindset. Higher energies, not lower energies. So pull a couple cards of advice for you. Advice do you have for Sagittarius? I mostly get like pull back, meditate, sit in the uncomfortability, be with yourself, hold yourself, talk to yourself, you know, be with your body, listen to yourself, go within and connect above. Ask, if you ask for any guidance of anything, ask that, you know, it's either third level, heaven and above only. It's there for your highest good, to align your will to your higher self. No personal ego or agenda outside of your own. Always respects your free will. You always want to, you know, put guidelines on what you're asking for assistance from, just so you know. Kind of learn that the hard way. But What guidance you have for Sagittarius during this? I really wanted to come out. Seven of Pentacles. Really learn to, like, you might want to be around like water or the ocean, like, to help you deal with your emotions. But just balancing, like, really learn to like play music or listen to music or dance. Like, don't try to get validation from your outside world. Like, go within yourself for validation and fun and enjoyment. Sit with yourself, sit in like ritual space, sacred space, meditation. Be careful of what you're giving your energy to and what you allow in your energy during this time, because you're, you know, very vulnerable. Again, just sit, watch the world, play music, make art. Just be in your own energies, really. Connect with nature. Allow nature to move the energies and change the energies around you. Connect with your higher self. Yeah. You may want to find people with like minds. Not ones while you're in the lower energy, but ones in like either spiritual groups or like hobby groups, like if there's a hobby you're really interested in. But I find mostly here it's just connect within. Maybe even be around other people who are connecting within. You could share the energy. As long as you feel like it's a light energy. You don't want to be around people with really heavy energy. I mean, if you have a heavy energy, then hopefully they could just put up things around them, because sometimes, you know, people just need help during their transition. But find people that have light energy and that uplift you, and not in a sexual or validation way, but in a way where you feel safe sharing who you are and expressing yourself and your emotions, where you can feel free to dance and sing and do what it is you want to do, to connect to yourself, within yourself. Just get more to the rhythms of life and ground in nature, especially nature. I would really go within nature. I'm going to leave it here because I feel like I'm just going to keep going around and around. So I love you guys. If you need help with this, please let me know. I'm sorry for whatever pain you're going through. It can actually help you and help you to find you and level up if you let it. But you know, you have to do that work to do that. You have to sacrifice and do something different. If that means not letting this person back in, then don't let this person back in. If there's other people that are toxic too, that keep pulling you to this energy, then remove yourself away from it. I absolutely would not go and, I mean, I'm not going to judge, you know, if you want to date or hook up or whatever to make you feel better, but it has a high likelihood of keeping you in this cycle and of keeping you of not seeing. And there is stuff about your nature and a codependent nature that you are not seeing, and you're like your likely outcome. I mean, you have anxiety about what you really want, which means you don't have it, and you end up like with like Knight of Wands. Whether that's your energy or someone else's, it doesn't matter. It's probably both. So just like I said, ask yourself if you're okay with this cycle repeating even with a different person. And if not, then you got to do something else. Because, I mean, this person may or may not come back. But if they do, it's going to be after like trying something else, and they're going to feed off your energy that you've built. Unless they've done some work, which doesn't seem right now they have, any energy that you've built up within yourself, they're going to feed off of, and any energy that they've built up within themselves, you're going to feed off of. And then once that depletes, it turns toxic again. It's very unhealthy, and there's things you have to learn. So I don't know how bad it has to get before you guys learn, but I hope you choose this time to step out of the cycle and learn and grow and see what you weren't seeing before. And there is sacrifice involved in that for a minute, and it takes a person who is really ready to level up to be willing to do that. Either way, no judgment, but if you need help, let me know. I wish you guys the best of luck. I'm sorry for whatever pain you're going through, but at the same time, pain is one of the best teachers. I mean, you don't always have to have pain to learn, but this situation is meant for a reason, and the responsibility lies on you now. So, I love you guys. I'll be seeing and talking to you soon. Bye.